Hey everyone, and welcome to my BNB Glow channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Wrong DNA. SHE isn't pregnant. Bridget is shocked when she read results. Will's family is so happy. The morning sun filtered softly through the tall glass windows of Forrester Creations, but the atmosphere inside was anything but calm. Bridget Forrester, holding a stack of papers in her trembling hands, sat at her desk. Her coffee had gone cold. Her eyes were fixed on a single document, the DNA test results for Luna's supposed pregnancy. For weeks, the Logan and Forrester families had been caught up in tension, rumors, and arguments over Will Spencer's potential fatherhood. The uncertainty had cast shadows across every interaction, every dinner, every phone call. Now, the truth was finally in Bridget's hands. Her heart pounded as she scanned the results again, just to make sure she wasn't misreading them. "This can't be right," she whispered. A joyful surprise. Bridget could hardly believe her eyes. The results clearly indicated Will is not the father. Luna's claims were completely unfounded. She took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. The implications were huge. Will's name was cleared, and with it, his reputation, the peace in his family, and their trust in her. Bridget's mind raced. She knew she had to tell Will's family immediately, but she hesitated. How would they react? Almost instantly, the office door opened. Bill Spencer walked in, phone in hand, looking flustered. "Bridget. Any news on those DNA results?" he demanded, his brow furrowed. Bridget took a deep breath. "Yes, and you're going to want to sit down for this." Bill froze, startled by her tone. "Sit down? That sounds ominous." She handed him the paper. "Wrong DNA. She's not pregnant, and Will isn't the father." Bill's eyes widened. Then he broke into a huge, uncontainable grin. "Are you serious? This is incredible." Bridget nodded, relief washing over her. "I triple-checked. It's right. He's not the father." Bill let out a whoop, pumping his fist. "This calls for a celebration. My son, Will, is clear of all accusations." The family reaction. Bridget quickly called Katie, Will's mother, and Steffi, who was close to both families. Within minutes, the room was filled with laughter, tears, and sighs of relief. Katie's voice cracked as she spoke over the phone. "Bridget, thank God. I can't believe it. Will, my baby boy is safe." Steffi arrived at Forrester Creations, wrapping Bridget in a hug. "I knew something didn't feel right. You've saved Will's reputation, Bridget." "Thank you." Bridget, still trying to calm her racing heart, smiled weakly. It wasn't easy. Luna's claims made everything tense. But the truth is finally out. Bill leaned against the desk, still holding the paper like a trophy. Finally, sanity returns to this family. Katie laughed, wiping tears from her eyes. "I've been so worried, Bridget. I don't even know what we'd have done if this was real." Bridget took a deep breath. "I think we all need to have a serious talk with Luna. There's no excuse for dragging Will's name through the mud like this." Bill's expression hardened. "She needs to understand consequences. That much is for sure." Luna's realization. Meanwhile, Luna sat at her apartment, nervously clutching her phone. She had been waiting for the results herself, convinced of her claim. When she finally received the official report, her hands shook as she read it. "Will Spencer is not the father." Her eyes widened. "No, no, no, no," she muttered. Panic flooded her. She realized immediately that her lie, whether intentional or misguided, had been exposed. The family would know the truth. And she had just destroyed her credibility, along with her chance to manipulate Will and his family. She sank onto the couch, head in her hands. What have I done? The confrontation. By midday, Luna reluctantly arrived at Forrester Creations, the reality of the truth weighing heavily on her. She was met with Will, Bill, Katie, Bridget, and Steffi, who all stared at her expectantly. Bridget spoke first, holding the DNA results firmly. Luna, these results are clear. Will is not the father. Do you understand what this means? Luna nodded, shame evident in her eyes. I thought. I believed. Bill stepped forward, his voice sharp and commanding. You thought what, Luna? That you could trick this family? That you could drag my son's name through the mud and get away with it? Will, who had been standing silently, shook his head. Mom, Dad. I can't believe she'd lie like this. I trusted her. Katie's voice was firm, but tinged with relief. Will, it's over. You're safe. She's not pregnant, and you're not the father. That's all that matters. Luna's lips quivered. I'm sorry. I didn't think it through. I was desperate. Bridget looked at her with icy calm. Desperate is no excuse for harming someone's life. You made a choice, Luna. And now you must face the consequences. Bill's face turned grim. You're done with deception. We won't let you hurt Will, or anyone in this family, ever again. Will's relief. After Luna was escorted out of the office, Will slumped into a chair, exhausted but relieved. Bridget sat beside him. You're free, Will. This nightmare is finally over. He ran his hands through his hair. I can't believe it. For weeks, I felt like my life was spiraling. And all because of a lie. Katie knelt in front of him, tears in her eyes. But you're okay now, baby. That's what matters. The truth is finally out. Steffi reached out and held his shoulder. You've handled this with so much strength. Don't let anyone ever make you doubt yourself again. Will exhaled, finally letting a small smile break through. Thank you, all of you. I can't tell you how much it means to have my family on my side. Celebration and relief. With the crisis resolved, the family decided to celebrate. Bill called a small gathering at Spencer Publications' rooftop terrace, inviting those closest to Will. Bridget stood off to the side, quietly proud. She had done the hard work of verifying the DNA, uncovering the truth, and protecting Will. Bridget, you're a hero, Katie whispered, hugging her. Bridget smiled faintly. I just did what needed to be done. But I'm glad the truth is finally out. Will approached her, eyes full of gratitude. Bridget. I don't know how to thank you. You saved me. You saved all of us. Bridget shook her head. No need for thanks, Will. Family looks out for each other. That's what matters. Bill raised his glass. To the truth. To Will. And to the family that never gives up on each other. Everyone cheered, clinking glasses in a joyous and cathartic release. Luna's consequences. Meanwhile, Luna sat alone at her apartment, realizing just how completely she had failed. Her phone rang, it was Bridget. Luna, listen, Bridget said calmly but firmly. You need to leave Will and his family alone. You're done interfering. No excuses, no explanations. This is your last warning. Luna swallowed hard. I understand. I'm sorry. Truly. Sorry won't fix what you did, Bridget replied. But at least the truth is out. Don't make it worse. Luna hung up, feeling the weight of her actions. She knew she had lost her chance at manipulation, and maybe something deeper. Hope for the future. Back at Forrester Creations, Will and his family sat together, relief palpable in the room. Steffi smiled at Will. Now we can focus on the future. Nothing else matters. You're safe, and that's what counts. Katie wrapped an arm around him. We've been through so much, but the family is whole again. Will nodded, looking at Bridget. You were right. The truth matters more than anything else. And I'm lucky to have you, Bridget. Bridget smiled warmly. We all are, Will. Family always wins in the end. A fresh start. As the sun set over Los Angeles, the Spencer Forrester family felt a sense of peace they hadn't felt in weeks. Will was free of suspicion, Luna's deception had been exposed, and the family was closer than ever. Bridget, standing quietly near the terrace, watched the skyline and smiled. She had helped protect the truth, and that, she thought, was the best reward of all. Bill joined her, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You did good, Bridget. Really good." Bridget nodded. "I just did my job. And now, finally, everyone can move forward." Will raised his glass one last time. "To the truth, family, and a fresh start." Everyone cheered. And for the first time in weeks, the house was filled with laughter, relief, and hope for the future. Anxiously waits. Bridget performs paternity test for Will and Luna. Will Luna's baby reveal everyone? Forrester Creations Laboratory, early morning. The morning sunlight streamed through the sleek glass of Forrester Creations Lab, but inside, tension hung thick in the air. Bridget Forrester, carefully dressed in her white lab coat, held a small vial of blood and a folder of documents. Her hand shook slightly, betraying her calm demeanor. Today wasn't just another routine paternity test, today could change lives forever. She looked at the vial again. Luna. Will. This DNA could confirm everything, or destroy everything. Bridget exhaled, steeling herself. "I just need to do this right," she murmured. She placed the sample into the state-of-the-art DNA analyzer, her eyes never leaving the screen. The machine beeped, lights flashing, as the analysis began. Family tension mounts. Meanwhile, in the waiting room, Bill Spencer, Katie Logan, Steffi Forrester, and Hope Logan paced nervously. Every footstep echoed their anxiety. Bill's fists were clenched. "I swear, if this kid isn't Will's, I'll..." Katie cut him off sharply. "Bill, calm down. This test is meant to find the truth. Whatever it is, we have to accept it." Steffi sighed. "I just want this nightmare to end. Luna's manipulations have gone too far." Hope's face was pale, lips pressed tight. "We all need answers. And we need them now." Bridget appeared at the doorway, clipboard in hand. "Everyone. I need your attention. The test is complete." All eyes snapped toward her. "The reveal begins." Bridget cleared her throat. "I've double-checked everything. The results are definitive." Bill leaned forward. "Well? Don't keep us in suspense." Bridget held up the report. "The DNA confirms," she paused dramatically, glancing at each family member. "Will Spencer is the biological father of Luna's baby." For a brief moment, silence engulfed the room. Then, Katie gasped, covering her mouth. "Oh my God. Will, you're a father?" Will, who had been standing silently, froze. I am?" His hands trembled. "That's my child?" Bill threw his hands up in excitement. "Yes. That's my boy. I knew it." Hope looked stunned, a mix of relief and disbelief washing over her. "So, the rumors were true after all?" Steffi's eyes narrowed. "But Luna, she's been lying this whole time. She tried to hide this from all of us." Bridget nodded gravely. "Yes, Steffi. That's why the paternity test was so important. We needed the truth for Will, and for the family." Luna's arrival. Luna arrived moments later, her face pale and anxious. She had been waiting outside, unable to face the family until the results were known. She hesitated in the doorway. "The results." Her voice trembled. Bridget handed her a copy. Luna's eyes widened as she read. A smile of relief slowly spread across her face. "It's true, it's really true. Will's the father." Will stepped forward, voice quiet but firm. "Luna, is this real? There's no mistake?" Bridget nodded. "No mistakes. The results are conclusive." Will's expression shifted between shock and awe. I have a child? My child, and I didn't even know it? Luna stepped closer. Yes, and we can do this right, Will. Together. Family reactions. Bill, brimming with excitement, clapped Will on the back. This is the best news I've had in years. My son, a father. Can you imagine the Spencer dynasty growing stronger? Katie's eyes glistened. Will, you're going to be an amazing dad. I can see it already. Hope's smile was cautious. It's a lot to take in, but at least we finally know the truth. Steffi crossed her arms, suspicious. And what about Luna? How did this happen without anyone knowing? Luna's voice was defensive but trembling. I didn't plan for it to happen this way. I wanted to protect the baby and Will. I never intended to hurt anyone. Bridget's tone was firm. Luna, what matters now is honesty. You and will have to make decisions together, but the lies stop here. Will looked at Luna, his mind racing. We have a lot to talk about, but first. I need to process this. My baby. My responsibility. This changes everything. A moment of reflection. After the initial shock, the family gathered in the living room, each person processing the revelation in their own way. Katie whispered to Bill, this changes everything, but in a good way. Will is finally a father, and the truth is out. Bill nodded, pride shining in his eyes. It's the start of a new chapter. A Spencer baby, our family will be stronger than ever. Steffi leaned back on the sofa, thoughtful. I just hope Will and Luna handle this properly. One wrong move, and it could destroy everything. Hope placed a hand on Steffi's shoulder. We have to support them. They need guidance, not judgment. Bridget, meanwhile, felt a deep sense of accomplishment. She had performed the test, ensured its accuracy, and revealed the truth. But she knew her job wasn't done, now it was about helping the family navigate the next steps. Will's emotional moment. Will excused himself, walking slowly to the terrace overlooking the city. The morning sun sparkled on the skyline, but he barely noticed. He was consumed by the reality of fatherhood. Bridget followed quietly, giving him space. Will, it's a lot to process. But you're ready for this. I've seen how much you care. Will sighed heavily. I never imagined this, a child, my child. It's overwhelming. I don't know where to start. Bridget smiled softly. Start with honesty. Be there for Luna. Be there for the baby. That's all that matters. Will nodded, a newfound determination in his eyes. You're right. I'll do everything I can. I won't let my child down. Bridget placed a hand on his shoulder. And you won't be alone. Your family will be here every step of the way. Luna and will reconnect. Luna stepped onto the terrace, looking anxious but hopeful. Will. I know this is sudden. But, we need to figure out what's best for our baby. Will took her hand gently. I agree. I want to do this right, for the baby. For us. Tears filled Luna's eyes. I'm glad we can finally be honest. No more secrets. Will nodded. No more secrets. We start fresh. Together. Family celebrates the news. Back inside, the rest of the family gathered for an informal celebration. Cake, coffee, and laughter filled the room. Katie raised her cup. To Will, a father. And to the truth finally being revealed. Bill clinked his glass with hers. To honesty, family, and new beginnings. Steffi smiled faintly. Here's hoping Luna and Will can make the right choices. Hope leaned back, a sense of relief settling over her. For now, let's just enjoy this moment. Bridget, standing quietly in the corner, watched with satisfaction. She had helped uncover the truth and guide the family toward hope. A look to the future. Later, Will and Luna sat together, holding hands, their minds focused on the future. We have a lot to learn, Will said softly. But I'm ready. I want to be the father my child deserves. Luna smiled through tears. And I'll be right there with you, Will. Every step of the way. Bridget, watching from across the room, whispered to herself, this is why I do what I do. Truth changes everything, and sometimes, it saves everything too. The camera panned out from the Forrester Creations lab, showing the sun high in the sky, a symbol of new beginnings for the Spencer Forrester family.